on a Monday night, a new supernatural drama called Switch launched on ITV2, following 4 witches, played by Lacey Turner, who you may know as Stacey Slater from EastEnders, Hannah Toynton, who you may know as Katie Fox from Hollyoaks, Phoebe Fox, who you may know as Helen in Black Mirror, and finally, my guest, Nina Toussaint White, who you may know as Sid in EastEnders. Nina joins me now to talk about Switch. Good afternoon, Nina.
Good afternoon. Hello. How are you?
I'm glad to talk to you. How are you doing today?
I'm really good, thank you. Yeah, really good.
Okay, so let's get straight into this. What is Switch? Tell us what it's all about.
Switch is a new ITV drama based around 4 girls living in Camden who happen to be witches, really. The series is kind of, it's more about friendship, and we happen to get through life by casting spells, getting boys, getting jobs, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's the premise of the show.
So, who's it actually aimed at? Because I watched it on Monday night, and it's very... I don't know how you explain it. Like, it's friends, and the witches is kind of an under element. It's not like Vampire Diaries, where it's all about witches. It's all very in your face. It's very subtly done. It's very clever.
Yeah, it doesn't focus on that. I think because you've got so many things out at the moment, Vampire Diaries or Misfits, and their main thing is the kind of supernatural element. We wanted to kind of keep the fantasy element in it, but just focus on friendship and focus on girls and the kind of I can't even speak, sorry.
Don't worry, neither can I most of the time.
Girls being a lead feature in something, because you don't really get that often anymore, do you? Like, all actresses rather than male lead roles. So yeah, it's just a fun-loving show.
Brilliant. So what attracted you actually being on this? Because it's supernatural in a sense. So what was the reason you actually wanted to go into this show?
The biggest thing was the script. It's absolutely hilarious. Tim Price and Chloe Moss wrote the script, and when I got it through from my agent for an audition, I just fell in love with it, and I was like laughing out loud every time I read it. So yeah, it was a script, and I think I warmed to my character because I'm a lot like her. So yeah, that's probably why.
So you play the character Jude, and she works in a fashion store, and she's getting a lot of guys already. In one episode, she already got 2. Was it 2 guys or 1 guy?
She got 2 guys. She got 1 guy.
One guy. Another one next week, who we'll talk about a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But she works in fashion. So, what are you into fashion? Was it easy to play her? Was there any kind of links between you and her?
Well, the fashion sense, I am totally into fashion. I wish I knew more about fashion. I like to look good. But that's about it, you know. I couldn't tell you who's who in designers or anything like that. I'm kind of clueless in that sense. But I think our kind of common ground is that I'm very carefree and hyperactive and kind of...
She's very rock. Are you very rock and roll like her?
Oh no, not at all. I say I'm like her, but I'm just laid back, and I like to have fun and be happy, and she's the kind of person who doesn't let many things get to her, so
And what kind of witch is Jude?
Jude, well, each of the witches have an element. So we've got the water element, who's played by Hannah. We've got the earth element, who's played by Lacey, who plays Stella. And we've got the... Oh, God. Oh, no, I got that wrong. Sorry.
Don't worry.
Hannah's air, and Grace's water. I'm fire, so as witches we all have to be together to cast spells, and the fire element comes out in my character. I'm feisty, I love boys, I'm energetic, so yeah, it comes out in my character, really.
And what was it like acting out the spells and pretending that something was actually happening? Because obviously you didn't really do spells. There is the magic of TV. So what was it like filming that?
Oh, they're actually pretty hard to do. They took a long time. The spell that you saw in the first episode, where we bring the cat back to life, took, I think, a day and a half. They take a long, long time, and it's just a lot of repetition. And us girls actually found saying our spells in unison pretty difficult. So yeah, they're not the best part of the actual script, to be honest.
Did you research into it? Like, did you have an interest in witches? Did you research into them? And like, what did you find out? Because it's obviously something that we all know that witches exist, but we don't really know anything about them.
Sorry, what do you mean?
Did you research into being a witch and like what witches do or anything?
I wish I did, but I didn't. No, because the script doesn't really warrant for that, and my character doesn't really warrant for that either. I think if anyone's going to do the most research, it would have been Phoebe, who plays Grace, because she's actually she practices witchcraft and paganism kind of as a religion, whereas we just happen to be witches who use it in everyday life. It's something that we can take or leave, really. So I kind of went with that route, being a bit laid back about the whole approach, really.
At the top of the interview, I said that you're with Lacey Turner, you're with Hannah Toynton, and you're with Phoebe Fox. Yep. Did you know Lacey before because of EastEnders?
Yes, we both we had a kind of love triangle between us and Bradley. So yeah, I did know her.
So was it like being with the three girls, like working with them? Because you obviously had to be really close because you're the best of friends on the screen. So how did you replicate that outside of work?
That's the thing. I mean, I was scared at first because, you know, you can get girls being quite feisty and competitive and whatnot, and we're all completely different characters. But we actually made it. We had a week of rehearsal and just getting to know each other and going over the scripts and kind of walking it through. And we decided from then on that we have to become real friends for this to actually kind of convey in the show. So we did things like Lacey would like make dinner. Well, no, actually wouldn't make it. She made dinner once. We'd get a curry in. We'd go out for food. We'd go for drinks. You know, and we did this a lot because we lived in the same complex together. And honestly, it really worked, and we get on so well. So yeah, I mean, it's been the best job that I've ever had, really, because I've had friends to do it with. So yeah, it's nice.
Brilliant. And there's an iPhone app that's out that people can download, and it's called the Switch app, and it's all about your character, funnily enough. So can you tell us a bit about that app?
Well, okay, the app is it basically recreates my character Jude's phone, and it kind of adds to the narrative of Switch. So things that you don't see will be on my phone. For example, emails from my mum telling me to come home for the weekend for dinner, or the ones I find really funny are from Aaron, the guy who works in the shop with me.
Yeah.
There's voicemails from him pining over Miles, the guy, you know, who I got with at first and realised he was gay and send him on to Aaron. But they're absolutely hilarious messages for him, so they're ones to look out for.
And you also have the Witch app.
Yeah, the Witch app, so we can like cast spells. And I think if you download the app, you can find out how to do spells on your friends and stuff by linking it through to Facebook. I haven't actually tried that out yet.
The Witch app allows users to form a coven and cast spells on their Facebook friends. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we'll take that,
download it, because you can have a lot of fun with it, yeah.
And then finally, what can you tell us about Jerry, who turns up next week as your new boss? What's the relationship going to be like with you and him?
Oh, I can tell you that he's a keeper for a while. Jude doesn't seem to, you know, Jude likes to have fun, and she likes to go through men quite easily, but Jerry is someone that stays around for a while. Whether or not this works out in the end, you'll have to wait and find out.
Well, I'm going to play a little song now. We've got JLS, Hottest Girl in the World, and then I'm going to be back with you, Nina, to talk about how you got into acting originally.
Okay, thanks.
Can I talk to you? Raise a glass.
JLS, Hottest Girl in the World right now. You're listening to Johnny Seifert with Nina Toussaint White from ITV2 Switch. So, Nina, let's get into a couple of quick-fire questions. I know you need to go in a second.
Okay.
So let's go. So, what got you into acting? Because you studied at Italy Conti, so what made you actually go down that pathway?
Well, acting wasn't something that, you know, I grew up thinking I wanted to do, but I was constantly performing, and Mum was always putting me into little drama groups after school, I think just to get me out of her hair. And it wasn't until A-level drama that I decided to take it up as a course, because I thought that was the easiest route of getting a good grade, to be honest. And that's where I found my love for it. I went on to Italy Conti, and I came out and I got a good agent, and the rest is history. Yeah.
Well, what did you learn from it? Because people can go into acting and go straight to an acting school, or they go to university and say they want to be an actor, but they don't think that's going to do anything for them. Is there a lot of stuff you took away from Italy Conti then?
because there's two Italian Contis. I went to the one that is in Clapham North, and there's no dancing or singing in this. You're probably talking about the one I think in the Barbican. Anyway, I went to the other one. Yeah, look, I'm going to be honest. It's a great school. I made loads of great friends, and I could have taken a lot from it. But me being where I was at the time, I was quite naive, and I don't think I listened as much as I could have. If I went back now, I would have learnt a lot more. And I think I've learnt my craft more from kind of auditioning and working. Just being in the real world, really.
And you're on EastEnders, as we said earlier on, playing Sid.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in EastEnders originally?
Oh, just the way I get every job is your agent gives you a call and tells you that you've got an audition for a certain part. And
did you audition to play Sid, or were you auditioning to play someone else?
I auditioned to play Sid, yeah.
Okay.
I know they do it lots of different ways in EastEnders, I think, but I just went in for one day, got a recall, and then I got the job. Oh no, then I did a read with Bradley, and then I got a job.
And what were your highlights of playing Sid in EastEnders?
My highlight was being on set, being in this kind of
bubble.
Fantastic. Well, not the bubble. It's such an iconic show for British culture, and I've grown up watching it. And like the first day running around the square and being in the Queen Vic, it was extremely surreal. So just being on it, really. And
you're in Doctor Who as well, another established show.
Yes.
So you've done Doctor Who, which is very established. You've done EastEnders that are very established. What was it like being in Doctor Who? Because it's been going on for years.
Yeah, Doctor Who was phenomenal. So I'm going to be honest, I didn't really watch that because I used to be scared of Daleks when I was younger. But the character, it was a lot. The character was a lot more fun to play than the role of Sid in EastEnders for me. She's a lot more feisty. I played Mel's. Her character's very confusing, but I just had fun playing with her. She was sexy, feisty, bolshy. Yeah.
Brilliant.
You know what I'm saying.
Thank you, Nina, for coming to talk to me. Don't forget, Switch continues every Monday night on ITV2 at 10 p.m. And next week, the Witches of Camden confront their arch nemesis, the posh Witches of Kensington. But when they try and get retribution on the witches, will it lead to disastrous consequences to them?